Hi there, folks. Welcome to another show. Hey, we're going to touch on a deep subject here. Something serious that has to do with something that happened yesterday, the shooting in Alexandria, Virginia, where Representative Scalise from Louisiana was shot and wounded seriously while at a practice for a charity baseball game. Now, the shooter, luckily he's not with us. Everyone else that was wounded has survived and will recover, which is super, which is great. What I want to talk about is this hatred that's going on in this country. And it's really just getting out of hand. And I believe it all goes back, way back, to probably to Ronald Reagan, maybe even before that with Nixon. But over the years, it slowly builds up. And I think with the advent of social media and the internet, probably had something to do with that, to fuel the passions. Because it's social media was able to bring groups together and form their own opinions about certain things. And it just seemed like after George Bush 43 that really this hatred really started to take off, especially with these nut jobs, Code Pink, camping out at George Bush's ranch in Crawford, Texas, and protesting. And I think one of the roots of it is education. For example, free speech is dead on college campuses. I mean, anybody with the opposing view, that's different than the liberal mantra is scorned and is considered hate speech. And these schools are the ones that are teaching the teachers that are teaching our kids. For example, several years ago at Overland Park High School, we had a teacher named Jay Benish who went on a tirade about George W. Bush. Now, there's a time and a place for that kind of rant, but not while you're teaching a class. And then you have people like Ward Churchill, and then it's starting to spiral out of hand. So we have these teaching schools that are pretty much indoctrinating new teachers that are going to be teaching our kids. Actually, they're turning these teachers into activists and turning them into indoctrinators. So when your kids are going to school, they're being, not all of the teachers are doing this, mind you, but there are some that are, telling the kids, oh, how horrible these Republicans are. They want to starve children, kick old people out in the snow, and push handicapped people down a flight of stairs, and stuff like that. And because kids are impressionable, And they want to be liked by their teachers, so they want to emulate these teachers. And then you have these student walkouts, like when we had with the Jefferson County School Board recall, where these kids just walked out of school and marched against the school board. I mean, when I was in school, that kind of stuff was not tolerated. If we left the school without permission, we would get a detention or an absent notice sent to our parents. So these kids want to, they want to emulate their teachers because they look up to them. But these teachers, I mean, they're just going nuts. We had one teacher who had a picture of Trump. This was like at the beginning of the year, Trump on a view screen, and she's spraying him with a spray bottle like she's shooting him. And then you had another teacher here in Colorado at Roosevelt High School who put a picture of Trump on a piñata. And it's that kind of stuff that breeds this kind of hatred in the kids. And then you got these kids that are marching in the streets, like you saw right after the beginning of the year, actually right after the election, or there before the inauguration, where they were rioting in the streets. These kids had their faces covered, and they're all in black. And then you have the Black Lives Matter group that are really stirring things up, blocking traffic on busy streets. And already people are getting run over, and, you know, frankly, I think they deserved it. Because if you're impeding traffic, you are breaking the law. And what I don't understand is, why aren't the cops out there enforcing the law and arresting these people? They just let these things happen because you have a liberal mayor who doesn't really care about public safety or the rights of other people's property that gets destroyed in these demonstrations. And then you read some of these rants on Facebook and other social media where these Democrats are just going nuts. They want to incite violence. And pretty soon it's going to get to a point where it's not going to be just one shooter like the guy in Alexandria. It might be several people. You might have a demonstration, a peaceful demonstration of conservatives on an issue. And then you might have a bunch of thugs from the other side taking the law into their own hands or whatever and start beating up on these people. Because, let's face it, liberals do not like free speech, especially when it's speech that's other than their belief. They don't like property rights. They are socialists. So let's get down to it, and let's do what the kids did back in the 60s. Let's have a sit-in at some of these colleges and universities and demand that things be changed. And we're not leaving until it happens. I don't know if that'll work, but the downside is most of us conservatives, we work for a living. We don't have time to take off and go demonstrate. we have to coordinate with our jobs just to get the time off so we could go to a rally or to a demonstration. But these liberals, a lot of these demonstrators, they're being paid by rich billionaires like George Soros and Pat Stryker here in Colorado. Frankly, I think they ought to rename Fort Collins into Fort Stryker, because she pretty much owns that town and she owns the city council up there. That's just my opinion. But we need to slow down. We need to stop this nuttiness. It is just getting crazy out there. So, that's just my opinion. I'd like to hear your opinions, your comments. Please subscribe to my page. Subscribe down here at the bottom. There's a subscribe bar. Click on that. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, or a thumbs down if you didn't. Leave a comment, and I'll bring some more great content. I'm going to be going fishing in a couple weeks, so you'll probably be seeing some fishing videos. So this channel is going to be broad range. It's not going to be all politics all the time. It's going to be some lighthearted stuff. It's going to be some entertainment, and it's going to be funny. It's going to be a lot of things, but I'm just getting started here. Please join in and have a great day.